Hi everyone, I'm Lauren, and in this video I wanted to bring to you my G&G gift guide for 2021 to life and show you all of the things that we have included in the sewing/dressmakers gift guide for this year. All of the things are available in my online shop, and I've got a link to the blog post for the gift guide in the description to this video as well. So if you're looking to get any of the things that I chat about, then you can check that out. They're all available online and we ship worldwide as well. So I have grouped them into different sort of types of gifts. So maybe depending on what type of stitcher or dressmaker you are shopping for or you are yourself, then I hope it gives you lots of ideas and inspiration. I think one of the great things about sewing and making your own clothes is that there's always some new exciting tools and notions and gadgets and things that you can get just to make the sewing process even more fun. So whether you're a beginner or you're a more experienced dressmaker too, I'm sure you'll really like some of the things that I'm going to show you. But starting from the beginning, if you are going to be gifting an eager beginner or somebody who is still quite new in their sewing or dressmaking journey, then I've got a few different options for that. We have these really lovely starter sets that are from Prim, and they come in a handy box so everything can be stored together, and then inside you've got lots of like little tools and notions and haberdashery things that you would need. So you've got hand sewing needles, the clips, that is a little pin cushion there, an unpicker, chalk pencil, a seam gauge ruler, which is really useful, magnetic pin cushion with some pins, and then a really lovely pair of scissors. And then, as I said, the box that it comes in is then used to store all of those things too, and there would be space to add some extra things in as well. So it comes in two different colorways. This one is the turquoise here, and then it also comes in a really lovely pink colorway as well. And then the other option would be is that we do have some really pretty sewing boxes as well. I've got one here to show you, really nice and colourful. And then inside you've got a top tray that's sort of split out into different sections, and then more storage underneath. So it could be that maybe if somebody's already got some things already, this would just hold them all together, or a really nice gift would be to get them a box and then get some bits and pieces, customise your own bits and pieces to put in it. So yeah, for the eager beginner, that is some really good ideas. And then we've got a selection of really nice fabric scissors, and if you are a stitcher or a dressmaker yourself, then you will know how lovely it is to have such a nice sharp pair of scissors to cut out your fabric. It makes such a difference. And we've got various pairs of scissors here in the shop. So first of all, pinking shears, which is just like a sort of classic scissor, probably get used less frequently than the regular ones, but good if you're doing crafty projects, or on some fabrics you can use it to finish off the seam allowances as well. And then we've also got various different types of shears. They vary by the size of the blade. So we've got three sizes, 21 centimetres, 23 and 25. And then the two types are the just regular ones, the tailor's shears, or we do have some of the exact shears which have the micro serration. So that's the ones that have got the little teeth on the blade, and they're really good for gripping. Slippery fabrics are cutting out thicker fabrics as well, but both of them are really good scissors. So it might come down to budget as well. The micro serration ones are a little bit more expensive. I just also want to add, depending on when you're watching this video, some of the items that I mentioned may be showing out of stock. We are still finding shipments a little bit unreliable, I guess, due to various ongoing reasons and demand, and yeah, just problems with transportation and delivery things. But if we are showing out of stock of anything, please do get in touch and we'll let you know when it's going to be available again, because things are arriving all the time at the moment. So that is the scissors. And then the next group of things that I've got to show you are magic magnets, which is pretty fun and exciting. And there's a selection of various different magnetic things that can help you to keep your pins really handy as you sew. The first one I want to mention is our own wooden magnetic pin cushion. We got these made locally in Birmingham by a very talented craftsman, and they're stamped with G&G as well. So it's made from sustainable beechwood from Europe, and it's got an 8 kg magnet sunk to a very precise depth. We went through lots of experimentation to get this right, so that it attracts your pins and you can pick them up, but it's not too easy to lift them up as well when you come to use them. So it just looks really nice. And yeah, good that it's, you know, it's made out of wood as well, but more of a sustainable option. And we have bundled this together with our wooden clapper too, which is this one here. And this is also made locally too, again out of the same wood, and it is used for pressing seams on thicker fabrics like woolen fabrics or denim, and it can give a really nice slick crisp finish to those seams. So yeah, just for Christmas we've sort of made a bundle that's a bit of a saving as well, so you can get two of those things together, but we do sell them individually as well. And then sticking with the magnet theme, we've got another few fun colourful options. So this spotty one here also comes with pins as well, so nice and fun. And then this love heart shaped one has got two sections that are sort of scooped out, and yeah, so it's just another sort of shaped magnetic one. And then we've also got the wrist magnet, so that is like one of those fun snap bracelets that you may or may not have had as a child, very fun. And then that magnet plate on it, which sort of sits like a big watch face almost, is quite good if you just need to carry a few pins like maybe you're sitting at your machine and you just want a few pins handy, or you're pinning something else and you don't need all of your pins at that time. A handy one to have. And then possibly my favourite one, because it's just very novelty and potentially a bit silly but like really cute and fun, is this little cat magnet, and it sticks onto your sewing machine with a suction cap, and it's just a little cat face shape. So yeah, really handy again if you just want to have a few pins nearby as you're stitching or as you're sewing something, or you want, you know, you're taking your pins out as you stitch and then you just need to stick them onto your cat magnet rather than leaving them on your table and then they fall on the floor, which is typically what happens in my sewing area. So yeah, another fun little magnet thing there. And then the next group of items is all to do with the posh pliers, and if you've watched my videos before, you follow me on Instagram, then you'll see me talk about these pliers a lot, and I think they make a really good gift because they look really nice. They're actually super useful as well. So they are compatible with loads and loads of different types of fastenings and buttons and rivets and studs and all that sort of thing. And I do have a separate video that's like full instruction of how to use it on lots of different things as well. So it comes with the tool set to use with the colour snaps, which come in lots of different varieties and shapes and colours. So that's just an example of one there. And then you can also get things to go with that as well. So we've got a little empty storage box. So there's two boxes in there with different compartments. So that's good. Once you actually open up your studs, then you can put them inside. And then we've also got another little storage one that comes full, and that is specifically the jersey press fasteners there in lots of different colours too. So if you sew with jersey a lot, it's good for kids' clothes, that one. And nice colours too, in a little flower shape. And then we've also got the storage case that comes with them too. So it comes like this, and then inside the storage case, when you open it up, it's got a little sort of insert that is for inserting your pliers, so you can store them just in there, and then a few little sort of pouches and sections to put any of the other accessories that come with it too, and then that just keeps it all together nice and handy. Little pouch on the outside as well. So that's a really good, another little sort of bundle of things that you could get that go really nicely together, is all of those plier items. And then finally, for the dressmaker who may feel like they already have it all, I think I may have some things that might benefit you and are interesting for somebody who's already got quite a lot of sewing tools and notions. You might have seen me talk about this before as well. Very popular is the hot hammer, and this is a fantastic little tool that gets used for increasing your accuracy and sharpness when you come to press items. So it's good for hems, it's good for mitered corners. You can use it to measure things as well because it's got a grid on it. It's good for pressing rounded corners too because it's got a little rounded shape on it as well. So an excellent handy little tool there. This is the Simflex expanding sewing gauge, and this gets used for evenly and quickly marking out buttonholes in a project. So the idea is that it expands and opens out And then the little prongs that are on the gauge are where you can line up where your buttonholes get sewn on. And yeah, it's just a much quicker, easier way to make sure that they're evenly spaced out rather than having to measure it all by hand. And then we've got this really handy needle twister. I use mine all the time. It's such a useful way to keep all of your hand sewing needles together. And how it works is a bit like a lipstick. So you twist the bottom of it and then the needles sort of pop up and then kind of fan out, and then you can easily pull your needle off, stick it back in again. So another really handy, useful one. And then we've got this chalk cartridge pencil, and I really like this because it gives a very sharp marking when you come to mark pattern markings onto your fabric, and it works a bit like a typical traditional cartridge pencil that you would write with. So it comes with, you can get refillable chalks that go with it, and you just click the top and the chalk comes out the bottom. So really handy for accurate markings. And then sticking with marking tools, another favourite marking tool that I have is the Chaco liner as well. And the way that this one works is with a little chalk wheel at the point of it. So when you run it over the fabric, it gives a really nice, sharp, crisp line that is very accurate, and you can get refills for them as well. So another good marking tool there. And then we've got a few different combinations of the fabric clips. So these are really good for fabrics where they're maybe quite thick to pin, or they're just sort of a bit fiddly, or also good for quilting as well. These longer ones can help to hold binding in place as you come to sew it on. So another handy little tool as an alternative to some pins. And then this one here is the corner edge shaper, and this is really useful for nice, accurate, precise sewing and turning out as well. So think like collars, for example. When you make a collar and you turn it the right way around, this is really good for getting the shaping nice and smooth or pointy, depending on the style that you're making. An unpicker, always a classic. They can go blunt over time, so if you've had your unpicker for a while, it may be time to treat yourself to a new one. Always useful, no matter what. And then we've also got this little seam gauge here. I use this a lot when I'm sewing. It's flexible, it is plastic, so you can't iron it or anything, but it's just useful to have something that's more of like a smaller shaped rigid ruler. Obviously a measuring tape is very high in the priority list when you come to do dressmaking, but sometimes you just need something firmer to measure a smaller area, and this is really good for that. Also good if you have to draw in any marking lines as well and you just need a straight edge, so good for that as well. And then the other tool we've got in here is a buttonhole cutter. Super fun and satisfying. Use it like a little chisel on a self-healing mat for opening up your buttonholes. It is incredibly satisfying and a nice little handy tool to have. And then in terms of organisation, we have got the pattern tray spool pod, which is really good for keeping your thread and the matching bobbin together. So if you're someone who ends up just having various bobbins like in a container and you don't really know what they match, and then you've got all your threads separately, then this helps to sort of keep them handy and organised. And it can look nice out on display as well, if you maybe rainbow ties your threads and have all of the matching bobbins there, then it can look nice. Or if you just keep it in a box or a drawer or whatever, nice and handy to take out, and you've got everything organised there. And then finally, what we've got in here is the sleeve roll, and then also the pressing ham as well. And these are very good, handy things to have for dressmaking, because remember, when you do dressmaking, you're always making things that are 3D, so sometimes it's awkward and hard to iron things totally flat on your ironing board. So it's good to have these things that you can press onto, and it helps you to shape the clothes you're making, whether that's a dart or a sleeve head or just getting into the sleeve to press the seam allowance open. These tools make it much, much easier. And then finally, a really nice gift to receive is some of the Kylie and the Machine labels, so that you can personalise the projects that you're making. And they have such a really lovely selection of different labels that are just fun and a bit quirky and just give a nice finishing touch. Also really practical as well. I mean, I have made clothes before and forgotten to sew a label into what is the back, and every time I come to wear the garment I'm thinking, what way is the back? So it's also useful for helping you to identify what way round your clothes go. So yeah, we've got a selection of loads of the packs of labels. We also have the collector's tin as well, which is really nice to keep them all organised in. And then we do still have the Kylie and the Machine advent calendars as well, which I can't wait until the 1st of December to start opening these. There's been so many teases on Instagram about what the contents are. Nobody knows, apart from a select few. And there's you get quite a lot in the advent calendar. There's 66 labels, woven labels altogether, and then a couple of iron-on patches as well, all different designs. And there's a few different ideas that you can do as well to combine the labels. So they get sewn into the garments in different ways. Like some of them can get sewn into the seam, or some of them get sewn on more like a patch, or it might be like a sort of hanging tab one. So you can sometimes combine them all together just to give your projects that extra special finishing touch. So I hope you've really enjoyed hearing all of those festive gift ideas, and it's given you lots of inspiration or things that you want to add to your own list. The quickest and easiest way to find all of the things that I have mentioned in this video is to click on the link to the blog post that goes with the video, and in there I've linked everything all together. As I said, it is all available in the online shop, and you can see what our last shipping dates to receive things before Christmas are as well. We are working with a really quick turnaround at the moment, so typically your order can be dispatched either the same day or the next day. Obviously can't always guarantee that, but on the whole our orders are getting shipped out quite quickly just now. So if you are needing to start making a crack, getting your Christmas shopping done, then we can get it sent out to you as soon as possible. So thanks for watching. If anybody's got any questions at all, then please feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. You can always get in touch with the shop as well. Give us a ring or an email, and the G&G team are more than happy to help. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then just remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.